Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all some stocks that I'm keeping in my watch list for this week, and why y'all should too. We're also going to look at the overall market to get y'all ready for what's about to happen. Alright, y'all, let's dive right into the charts right off the bat. We got the SPY. And so far, the market pushed up a little bit on Friday. All right, it had a little bit of a spike out the gates. It only lasted for about 15 to 20 minutes before the SPY and the Nasdaq started to show weakness on here. In the last video, I told you guys to watch the Dow Jones stocks specifically for a potential long. These ones actually outperform both the SPY and the Nasdaq. Unfortunately, for the Dow Jones, it didn't quite get up to 396 like I told y'all in that video. All right, it could only make it all the way up towards 393 before pulling back. There was a lot of money to be made on this move, along with several stocks that are part of a Dow Jones. So, as of what's going to happen with it and with the SPY, I think we might see the market play games. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see us test 500, well, 5,050 for the SPY. At least that's where the previous resistance, or which is now support, is. All right. Keep your eyes out for that. I'm not leaning bullish on the overall market just because of how we closed on Friday. And if we get into the SPY itself, the SPY ETF, and we change this one to the 5-minute, it showed this, like, which kind of broke down right at the close. It's very sloppy. I wish it was a little bit cleaner. And I was really hoping for it to be wider and better looking than this, right? It's very narrow and it's not very, it doesn't give me a good idea of if we're going to collapse. At least that's not very clear. So tomorrow I think it might play games. If it doesn't play games and it ends up being as bearish as it looks, then watch it for a drop all the way down here to test the previous level of support at 503 for the SPY futures. All right, now let's look at one of the stocks that I'm keeping in my watch list. The first one is Apple. All right, and with Apple, I was bearish on it throughout the past two videos, and this is gonna be another bearish video on Apple. All right, first video was here at 187, bearish. We drop all the way down to the neckline, which is, the neckline is right here, right there at 180. All right, so we tested once, twice, three times, and I think we're gonna test it again. All right, the head and shoulders is still on the charts. Also, we're going to look at the 4-hour because I think the 4-hour is looking very interesting. We're going to only look at this half of the chart, from the middle right here all the way to the right. I see, hopefully y'all see it too, but I see a bearish pennant cooking, or a descending triangle cooking, I would say. So I would like this thing to keep playing games in here, chop some more, and the value of the contracts to diminish tremendously before we see panic and chaos on this one. Again, I'm leaning more towards panic because that's what it's looking like. All right, it could surprise us and pop up here and go and break out to the upside. It could surprise us, but I'm leaning more bearish because that's what the trend has been for this specific stock. So keep your alerts like I have, as you can see on the charts, and watch this one for a day trading opportunity first to 180 before the chop fest continues. Later on, I will make another video about it. Like the day it breaks down, I'll make the next video about Apple. All right, but I'm just letting you guys know in advance to get you guys ready for the big move that's about to happen with the stock. Now, the next stock to keep on your watch list, that stock is gonna be AMD once again. All right. And with AMD, the last time I shared it with y'all, it was, I believe it was last week Sunday. I told you guys, yeah, last week Sunday. I told y'all I didn't like the way this bullish panic broke out and how it was looking really, really weak on the 16th. And I told y'all to watch it for a drop down to 165. It went all the way down to 162. I didn't even make an update on this one on the Monday night's video, but now is a good time to make an update on it. It got there, all right, and then the video had earnings, and this thing spiked all the way back up towards 182. And the red box that you see on here is the same scenario again that showed up right here. I say it's the same scenario because when a bullish panic breaks out, or when a bull flag, which is what this is in this situation, this is a bull flag, all right? When a bull flag breaks out, we're not supposed to see this, all right? There is a lot of bulls that are trapped up here. This is a bull trap. And what usually happens after bull traps, and if you look on the left, the futures are red. If this thing opens up below 175, there's going to be another panic again, similar to what we've seen here, right there. So expect a similar move, but to be shifted towards the right side for tomorrow. I expect another drop all the way back down to resistance, to support again for AMD, for the same reason that I shared it with you last week. It's the same reason, all right? I don't expect a different result for it. So that's my thoughts on AMD. Now, some updates. For those of y'all who missed Thursday night's video, I'm going to pin it at the top right section. That way you can go check it out and see what you missed out on. If you didn't miss out on that video, congratulations on making money on J&J, right? I shared that with you guys. The pattern was very clear. Ascending triangle. We had the breakout right here, right there, right above 159.1. It broke out, which is exactly the time to get in. All right, and it went all the way up towards 162 to fill the gap on the daily chart right here. That gap is filled. Y'all should have taken your money off the table when it started to flirt with 162. All right, it was very, very generous. It gave people a lot of time to actually get out and take their money and be happy with their gains. So if you didn't get in right when it broke out of the big ascending triangle and the small one, there is a small one right here too. Just in case you missed that, there is one right there. It broke out. If you didn't get in here, the day trading opportunity was right after that video that I released from here, 160.5, all the way up to here. The contracts went up by 100% just on that day alone. Overall, the bigger picture, the contracts went up by 300%. All right, but there was money to be made on that one. And again, congrats if you caught it. The other one that I shared was HD, and HD it popped a little bit, but it didn't really have that much steam to it. The contracts were up a little bit, but not big like J&J, and not huge because it didn't get up here. Will it get up to 382? For now, I'm going to say maybe. I'm not too sure yet. And it doesn't seem like it's fake yet. It hasn't gotten below 370 again. It's still trying to hold its own. It might pop up there tomorrow morning. That's a maybe. All right, that's really a maybe because of the way the indices are looking right now. So just be on the lookout for it. If it shows a day trading opportunity, sure. Watch for long to that gap up there. If it doesn't and it just plays games, don't touch it. Because the contracts are gonna get annihilated as the stock consolidates. And by contracts, I mean the calls and the puts are going to get annihilated. Nobody wins when a market trades sideways. Absolutely nobody. Unless you have like an iron condor setup where you pretty much banking off of the fact that the stocks are not moving. Unless you have that setup, nobody wins. So just chill and wait for the structures to appear before you make your move. So that's my very honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. Remember, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Central Time. So definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way YouTube notifies you whenever I release these videos. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, we can get all of this information in real time as I see them. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. If you haven't followed me on social media yet, you can find me at Paul and Gluma in the Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.